Hi guys, Betty Horn here. Welcome to my channel. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Share it if you'd like. Um, Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Uh, I talk about gospel topics, and this one is no different. It might be my only one this week. I'm kind of overwhelmed with all that's been going on with the storm and the things we need to do and the ways we still need to prepare on our own end. Apparently, there's a possibility of another storm coming, and it's going to be weaker. But even so, just the moisture and everybody from here to North Carolina. Holy cow! The damage that's been done, the lives that have been lost. It's just it's so sad. But yet, I know Heavenly Father's in charge. And I know He knows what's going on. And He knows every heart that's broken. And He knows every home that's broken, literally and figuratively. There's, oh my gosh, there's so much devastation. But on the other hand, there's so much community. The ward and stake has been asked to help locally with the recovery, and there's going to be teams going out Saturday and Sunday. Our stake president talked about how it's the ox is in the mire. You have to get it out, and when you're doing this, you're doing the Lord's work. I mean, we can see General Conference anytime, and that's a blessing in itself. But I don't know if my husband and I are going to be going out, or if we're going to be one of the ones staying home and keeping the what is that, the the something lights burning. I can't think of it. Anyway, um, but even so, there's a lot that we can do, and a lot that we are going to be doing something, even if it's a tiny amount. We're going to be doing something, because we cannot we cannot do nothing. We can't do nothing. Um, and maybe that's a lesson to all of us. We can't do nothing. All of us can do something. They've asked for cleaning supplies. We can buy cleaning supplies. That's within our budget, and it's within our means. And even if it wasn't, we could sacrifice for it. We've got plenty here. We've In my home, we have sufficient for our needs, and so it's like everything's going to help people. This morning I was watching, I think I did this last time too, but I was watching Ward Radio, and it's women of Ward Radio, and they're talking about the spiritual analogy of birth to going through the temple, the temple birth and so on. But one of the things they talked about was names. And I wrote down this because I thought it was so profound. There is power in names. And I've known that for a long time. That's the reason I never call the adversary by his name. I just call him the adversary. Because I don't want to give him any more power than he thinks he has, or that he thinks he deserves. Um, anyway, one of the things one of the ladies said is, be careful the name you give yourself, the names that you give yourself that are false. How many times do we tell ourselves, oh, I'm stupid. Oh, I just, uh, I, I was so dumb. I'm so clumsy. I, you're taking on yourself a name. I learned a while ago that even diseases that you have. You don't take it. I'm not a diabetic. I have diabetes. There's a difference. Diabetes is something I have. It's not something that defines me. And it made me stop. It made me start and think about when I was a child. I was mocked and belittled and made fun of an awful lot up until I got in seventh grade. Then I found out that I really did know music, and they and that just kind of took, when you get an identity, when you recognize you have an identity other than what other people are giving you, what a difference it makes. And when I was in seventh, I'll start at the beginning. When I was a child, they used to call me Beast. They used to call me Chatham Beast. My last name was Chatham, and they said Chatham Beast. That's all they ever call. I don't even know if they knew my name, but they would call me that, and it would make me feel so small. I just wanted to hide under my desk. I really did not want to be there. But I loved school and I loved learning, and I knew I was supposed to be there, and I'd get in trouble, and I didn't want to get beat by my dad. But I just, the horrible things, the horrible way it made me feel. And then again, going to seventh grade, I found that I literally pretended to be sick in sixth grade when they gave the music test, because I knew if I flunked that music test, I had lost my identity altogether. And so I stayed home. And then the summer before seventh grade, I decided to go to summer band. And everybody was, my whole family, of course, I'm the youngest. My whole family was so excited about what I was going to learn to play. Or, what are you going to play? And of course, my sisters played clarinet. My one of them played the bells, glockenspiel, if you know what that is. And my brother played sousaphone mainly. He could play anything, but he played sousaphone, and I was trying to think of what else everybody played. And I didn't want to play the same thing everybody else played. I really wanted to be unique. Well, band director talked me into being real unique, and asked me if I wanted to learn how to play oboe. I'd never heard of an oboe before, but it's like, yeah, I guess. And so I went to summer band and I learned to play oboe. I learned in 1 week. 1 week I learned how to play the oboe. Now, how well I played is another thing. My sisters, when I first started learning, like I said, my family was so excited. And then I'd start to practice at home, and they go, Mom, does she have to practice now? But I got good. In fact, I got so good that I made solo chair oboe an all-state band in Florida in 1969. And it made me, you hear of Beauty and the Beast. It made me realize that I turned my beast into beauty. What a difference it makes, what we call ourselves. Stupid, dumb, idiot, all the kind of garbage that we tell ourselves that are false. It's false. If you're telling yourself you're stupid, dumb, an idiot, or whatever other name you call yourself, it's false. Remember that. And what does false things? Who's the liar? Who's the biggest liar? The adversary. The adversary is telling you these things because he wants you to think you're not worthy. He wants you to think that you're no good. He wants you to think you're never going to be good enough. But you can turn that beast into a beauty, just like I did. You can do that. Names distinguish us. The scriptures tell us in, I don't remember if it was in, it was one of the scriptures I was studying this morning. It was either Doctrine and Covenants 109 or the one I was studying before, and I don't remember which one that was. Mosiah, I think. Yeah, Mosiah 1. And names distinguish us. They distinguish us. It distinguished the Nephites from the Lamanites. It distinguishes us from the rest of the world. And that distinction doesn't mean that we're better or worse than anybody else. It just means we're different. And why is it that we're different? We're different because we carry the light of Christ within us. And that light can shine in the darkness. And this world is so dark. But we can shine our light. Our light shines greater. The light of Christ within us shines greater and bigger and bolder and reaches more in more crevices in the dark. Let our light shine. Let our light shine. I'll give you both those references in the description. Doctrine and Covenants 109, and which the prophet's been telling us to study anyway, and Mosiah 1, which is from my own personal study. See what you say about names. See what you find about names. See how many names you find, and see if you can find out the meanings of those names. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I love y'all, and I'm so glad you're with me, and I wish you well. And this may be the only video I get out this week. Like I said, I'm just overwhelmed. And if I get more, that's great. I mean, if I'm prompted to do more, I will. But at this point, I just don't see it this week. But I love y'all, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.